Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha, Prahlad Nrsimha, Prahlad Nrsimha, Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha. Jaya Lakshmi Nrsimha, Lakshmi Nrsimha, Lakshmi Nrsimha, Jaya Lakshmi Nrsimha. Lakshmi Nrsimha, Jaya Nrsimha, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Nishingadev Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai, Gaura Premananda. So now we can, from Bhagavad Gita today, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, chapter 3, verse 31. So, ye me matam idam nityam anustithati manavaha shraddhava vananto nasu muchyate tepi karma bandhiha. So, Yea, those who may mind matam injunctions, idam this nityam as an eternal function, anustitanti execute regularly, manavaha human beings, shraddhavataha with faith and devotion, anusuyataha without envy, muchyate become free, they all of them, api even, karma biha from the bondage of the laws of fruitive actions. English? Get on. Okay, translation. Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow this teaching faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions. Vielleicht du kannst Deutsche Bhagavad Gita for dich. You understand? Verstehst du? You understand English? Ist keine da? Okay. Kapitel 3, Vers 31. Good? Okay. So, translation. Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow these teachings faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions. Purport. The injunctions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the essence of all Vedic wisdom and therefore is eternally true without expectations. As the Vedas are eternal, so this truth of Krishna consciousness is also eternal. One should have firm faith in this injunction without envying the Lord. There are many philosophers who write comments on the Bhagavad Gita but have no faith in Krishna. They will never be liberated from the bondage of fruitive action. But an ordinary man with a firm faith in the eternal injunctions of the Lord, even though unable to execute such orders, becomes liberated from the bondage of the laws of karma. In the beginning of Krishna consciousness, one may not fully discharge the injunctions of the Lord, but because one is not resentful of this principle and works sincerely without consideration of defeat and lessness. He will he will surely be promoted to the stage of pure Krishna consciousness. So those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow these teachings faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions. So nice, no? Krishna is saying, without envy, and one should serve him with faith. Like faith is very important in our life. Without faith, we cannot become steady, because steady comes from faith. We have faith in Krishna that this process is going to, I will be happy, it will help me. And Krishna is the one who has spoken this philosophy to Arjuna. So it's divine knowledge. And yeah, this faith comes when you have interest. No? You make interest in understanding Krishna, what he says. Then comes one understands that it's good for me to do this. Yeah, you can see you become happy, and you feel safe. And this shows already that yes, this process is. Was this Shvirika? Was das du? Ja? Okay. Das soll ich in Deutsch aussagen. Ich versuche, ja? Ja. And yeah, then, and without envy, yes, envy. It's very difficult to be not envious of anybody, no? Envy comes when there is something. But this envy can be converted into love, no? So by loving Krishna, automatically we love everybody. Because you see, in everybody, Krishna is there, Super Soul, Paramatma, and everybody's part and parcel of Krishna. So we feel like we like to love each other. No? This is the main principle, no? In this world. And Krishna is speaking this philosophy to us, to Arjuna. Arjuna was in the battlefield, and Krishna, he didn't want to fight. No? He said, "My Lord, why should I fight? Why should I kill my kinsman? Better I go in the forest, and better I meditate." And Krishna says, "No, it's your dharma. No? It is your duty. You are a Kshatriya, so you will fight anyway." So then he spoke this philosophy, and this shows already that Krishna is very merciful, that he gave this knowledge that we can now, after 5,000 years, we can read it, no? And we can meditate, and we can learn this Krishna's advice and Krishna's knowledge, which he has given in Vedas, and especially Bhagavad Gita. So Pandavas were the 5 brothers, and Duryodhan and there were 100 brothers. So I think you know the story, Mahabharata. You know Mahabharata? Yeah. So yeah, they cheated the Pandavas. They were in the forest, and then for 14 years, and then they came, And Duryodhana didn't want to give them anything. Krishna says, maybe you give them every one village to each brother, that they are Kshatriyas, that they can rule. And Duryodhana say, no, I will not give the land which fits the needle, head of the needle. So then Krishna, because Krishna, he went as a peace messenger, because then Krishna knows what happens when the war takes place. So Krishna tried not to stop the war, and Duryodhana, if he would have taken the words of Krishna, then there would be no war, and maybe there would not be Bhagavad Gita. But Krishna has the plan already, no? That he has to speak this knowledge. And so, yeah, Arjuna was bewildered, and Krishna spoke. So, yeah, and the Pandavas were always protected by Krishna. There are many stories in Mahabharata how Krishna was protecting them. And tomorrow we have a very special day, Bhima Nirjala Ekadashi. And this is the Ekadashi, why it is called Bhima Nirjala Ekadashi or Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi. Because there is a very nice story. Pandavas were doing every Ekadashi, and it comes twice a month. And Bhima, it was very difficult for him to do this Ekadashi, because his Vikrodhara means he has so much fire in his body, in his stomach, that he has to eat a lot. He has a strength of 10,000 elephants. So how can, it was not, and so he asked Vyasadeva that please can you show me some kind of vrata which I can do, which I can do, And then Vyasadeva said, you do this Ekadashi, even no water and no eating. And Bhima, he said, yes. So I will, once a year I do this Ekadashi. So that's why it is called Bhima Nirjala Ekadashi, because Bhima he has tough times to do fasting. He cannot do fast. He has to eat. So tomorrow is this Ekadashi, which is very, how you say, when I know it's difficult for the body and for the mind, but if we can do it, it's very benefit and very spiritual, and we get very much mercy from the Lord. So, yeah, it starts that no water to drink, no water and nothing to eat until next day. I think the break of the fast is about after 5 o'clock, 5 past 10 or something, until 6 something like that. So, yeah, try to do it if you can all do. Otherwise, if you cannot, then you take some Ekadashi Prasad and drink water, or you eat some, you can do with some fruits one can take if one really cannot do it. But if one can do it, can try. Half day gone, then evening and next day, so one can try. It's very, very nice, because it is also said that by mistake if we have break the other Ekadashi, so by doing this it's all rectified, the other Ekadashi. So this Bhima Nirjal is very, very powerful Ekadashi. You will do? Midvasa. Okay. 2? Max 2. For Sukhan, yeah? And you?
I'm not decided. Maybe with water.
Yeah.
But I'm here not so long time, that's why I wanted only to eat prasad. Here, a chance to eat prasad. That's what I was thinking.
Yes. Yeah. Prasad always is good. You can, if you cannot take prasad, we'll have some Ekadashi Bukweisen with yogurt. You can follow that one, eat good non-grains, if you can do some fruits. So, yeah. Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. So Bhima could do this Ekadashi, so I think we can do too. Bhima is, he has hard times to fall, to not to eat, because he eats a lot. Because he's a big, very big, Bhima, very big. Yeah. And Bhima is, he's always very furious, He's the son of Vayu, Hanuman also, and Vayu and Bhima also, they're brothers, son of Vayu. So it happened that when they went in the forest, they have to stay 14 years in the forest. So what happened is that after 13 days, it is said that according to the standard, after 13 days, you can over counter 13 years. So then the Pandavas got all, except Yudhishthira Maharaj, they got their armors and weapons, and they came to Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he said, let's go, brother, and fight. And Yudhishthira said, wait a minute, still 13 years means 13 years. No? I will not do anything. I will just do tapasya, just chant, If you want to go, you go and fight and get the kingdom. So then the Pandavas just put their weapons down. But Bhima was so angry. So in his angry mood, he just left the hut, and he was walking in the forest, very angry, and he has to cool down, so he was just walking. And then he came to, there was a huge tree, and one monkey was sitting there, his tail at the road, on the road, his tail. So if you want to pass, it's not good to step somebody, it's not, it's an insult. If somebody's sitting and if you step on him, it's an insult. So he saw this tail, and so he looked the tail, and he saw the Hanuman sitting, and he said, hey monkey, remove your tail. No? And Hanuman said, well, I'm very old now, I cannot move. Why don't you just move my tail and just go on your way where you want to go? So Hanuman, with his hand, one hand he lifted, but he could not. He took his two hands and he took all his power, and still he could not move the tail. A little inch he could not move. So then he realized that, wait a minute, this person is not an ordinary person. Who can it be? So he came to Hanuman. He said, please, can you tell me who you are? I said, I'm Hanuman. Oh, Hanuman, my brother here. And then Hanuman said to him, I will give you a lesson that you don't judge a person by his look. Sometimes you find some old person, you say, what an old person, But that person can be very great personality. So never judge by the look of the person. And then Hanuman said, Bhima said, oh, we'll after 13 years we'll have a war, so please you join us. And Hanuman said, no, my time is over for fighting, but I will be on the flag of Arjun's chariot, and just by doing hunkar, the opposite soldiers from Duryodhan's side, they will die. So just by Hanuman's hunkar, thousands and thousands soldiers were just falling on the floor. It was so powerful. Yeah. There is very nice story in Krishna pastimes. I just remember Agasur, the snake Agasur. It happened, he was one of the Gandharvas, this Agasur. How he became a snake, the story of him, yeah. He was a Gandharvas, one of the Gandharvas, and he was just walking in the forest. And he saw one sage. He was handicapped. You know, he was walking very. He had hard times to walk. His hand was like that, and his legs were like that, and somehow he was walking. And this Gandharvas, he started to make jokes on him. He said, "Oh, what a nice walk style you have, you know." So the sage was still walking. He didn't do. Then he was following him, and he was more and more laughing to him jokes. "Oh, wonderful, and you are so beautiful, and nobody can walk like this." You know, he was going on and on and on, and the sage was tolerating, just going on his way, and then after 3-4 times what he spoke, he stopped. And he said, "You are very proud of your beautiful body, so I will curse you. You become a snake." So then he became a snake. His body slowly turned into huge python, Ajgar. And so then before he becomes a snake, he touched the feet of sage and said, "Please forgive me, please save me from this, from the curse, and please help me that I don't get this form." And the sage said, "Sorry, once it has been given curse, cannot taken back." But when Krishna appears in Dwapar Yuga, you will be delivered by Krishna. So then he became snake. His body turned slowly into snake, and then he was just crawling and just going everywhere. And then the story in Krishna's book, how he was became a big mouth, and the boys thought, "Oh, it's a nice cage, cave. Let's go in and play." And then all the boys, cowherd boys, went in, and Krishna was just waiting. And still he has open mouth because he was waiting that Krishna comes inside. So then Krishna went inside, and then he just burst him and he was killed. So yeah, this is also very nice. Hanuman said to Bhima that one should not judge by the look of the great people, devotees or sages, they are very powerful people. Must be careful. Yeah. So then, so this is how Krishna's pastimes. There are different demons, how they got there in their purest life, what they were, and there's a story of Putna, how she became Putna. This is also very interesting. Jai Nishingadev, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai, Prahlad Lakshmi Nishingadev ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. This was when Vamandev, Krishna appeared as Vamandev, and he was, he wanted to have 3 steps of land, and Bali Maharaj agreed to give, and so the daughter of Bali Maharaj, when he saw small boy Vamandev, she had a desire to, she thought, if this boy would be my son, I would feed him with my breast milk. So this was first desire. And then when Vamandev, when Bali Maharaj said, "Oh, okay, I promise you to give 3 steps of land," and then Vamandev, with 1 step, he took the heavenly planets, second heavenly planets and earthly planets and Swarglok, all these planets, and then third step. And then he said to Bali Maharaj, okay, where should I put my third step? So he took everything from Bali Maharaj, and the daughter became so angry, and he said, I would like to kill him. He took everything from my father, So then in her next life, she became Putna. And so then, her first desire was to, as a mother, and second was to kill. So Krishna fulfilled both desires. He drank the breast milk, and he also took her life force away by just sucking the milk. So, Krishna fulfills all the desires. So when we pray to Krishna, he also helps us to serve. Like here you say, Krishna said, with faith and devotion, serve me, and Krishna, you will be protected. Do not fear, do not worry. All this promise are given by Krishna. And he said to Arjun, you declare boldly that my devotees never perish. Because people believe devotees. When devotee says, it's done. Because Krishna does what his devotee says. So that's why when we serve Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, then Krishna is automatically pleased with us. So, is there any question? Or some comments, or some want to know something more?
What this means in Bhagavad Gita, injection, by word injection?
Means it's like Krishna is saying. Is it not? Injection is Krishna is clarifying. No. Injunctions. It's like he's saying,
Yeah, like a
message.
No, it's like a prescription, actually.
Ah.
Injunction is like a law.
Yes.
Like an order.
Yes.
So with his orders, his words, one can get rid of.
Yes, he is saying, rid of fruitive actions, bondage of, free from bondage of fruitive actions. This means karma, yes. Yeah, Krishna is, he can reduce all the karmas. You can be surprised how our lives, when it's in his hand, then many miracles can happen. And we can also sometimes have experience in our lives, how our lives was and how we came somehow contact with devotees, came contact with prasad, or came contact with Prabhupada's books, and we are here now. It's all done by Krishna. Now he's doing okay now, this soul and that soul and this and that and so yes. So it's so nice to somehow get connected with Krishna.
But is it Krishna's wish, or this is, how to say, we have such a desire in soul to serve, and he's just helping us in a way?
Yeah, it both ways.
Both processes.
Yeah. There is a saying, when the Lord, by the mercy of the spiritual master, one gets Krishna, and by the mercy of Krishna, one gets spiritual master.
And what comes first?
Guru Govind dono khada kisi ko lagu paye. To whom should I give my obeisances? To Guru or to Govinda? To Guru. He shows me Krishna. Dono khada. Both are standing. To whom should I give my first obeisances? No? Yeah. Guru Govinda dono khada, kisi ko lagu paye. Guru or Govinda are standing together. To whom should I give my first obeisances? Yeah. Like Dhruv Maharaj. he left. No? He was like insulted by his stepmother. That if you want to sit on the lap of the king, then you have to take birth from my womb. So Dhruv Maharaj was a small boy, 5 years boy, and he took it. He was a Kshatriya, so his mother was Suniti, and she was devotee of Krishna, Vishnu, and her mother used to say that only Krishna can help us with this situation. Like, she was speaking about Krishna to Dhruv Maharaj, and so he thought, I go and search for Vishnu and get blessings from him, that I get a kingdom bigger than from my father. So this was his desire, no? And he left his mother, and then he met Narad Muni. And Narad Muni first he said, oh, you are small boy, it's forest, there are animals, and better you go back home because it's dangerous for you, there is nothing to eat here. So he start first to send him away, but he was so determined. He said, no, I will not go back. And then Narad Muni gave him the mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So spiritual master first. And then he started to chant this mantra. And in 6 months, he had darshan of Vishnu. A small boy, it's a lot, 6 months for a small child. Was it 6 months, Yeah. So, yeah. So determination is needed. He was so determined to, because he wanted, and then when he saw Vishnu, he said, I don't want anything. No. His desires were all, because when you see Krishna, so. Yeah.
This process which going from enviness to love, so which steps it include this process, according to your experience of life, and you saw other people, how to do this way? From envy when person is totally calming, for example, and to come to stage of love, so what's in between?
In between, love and hate. The one side is love and one side is hate. Hate, transformation, yeah. By serving. By serving the devotees, then one becomes free from envy. By serving Krishna. Govind Bhai, want to say something about that?
If you serve, you're humble.
Yeah.
Then you can overcome envy.
So important humble,
Yes.
without ego.
Yes. Yes.
That's why this is the idea of service, to get rid of ego. So otherwise it will be used.
Yeah.
It will be like job. But if you without ego, then it becomes service.
Yeah. Service attitude, to serve Vaishnavas, to serve devotees, to serve. This makes us humble, and we understand that service attitude makes us, our heart melts, and we can become free from envy. Something more on envy? There is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is one story. There was some Brahmana, you know the name? I don't know the name. He wanted to make, how was it? Yeah, there was, was it Sanatan Goswami?
I know the story.
He was just, yeah, he was meditating, and he was laughing in his meditation. And when Brahmana was passing by, and he thought he's laughing on me, yeah, and then just then, I don't know was it Sanatan Goswami, or I don't remember this. And then he said that he found out that this Brahmana is not happy with him, so he said, so he make a big feast and to invite everybody. And so, but this Brahmana did not come because he was offended. So then,
I think it was he was in meditation and the sage felt offense.
yeah,
And then he lost his meditation. He could not become, he cannot get mercy. And then he was thinking, well, something happened. I offended someone. And he was talking with someone. He said, make a feast. The one who is offended, he will not come.
yeah,
And he made this festival. And this Prabhu did not come. I offended.
yeah,
He came and said, please.
yeah. So like, so serving mood, yeah. So yeah,
Found out that even if one person is unhappy about us, Krishna is not happy also.
mm,
We should create harmony around us.
yes,
Otherwise, spiritual. What we do here,
mm,
let's use it. Our staying here, we can create harmony. How we can even think to go to spiritual world if we cannot manage even the relations between people and between devotees.
yes. Very, very important point. Yeah.
First thing is to start from our people who are near to make them happy. Then the first step.
First step, yeah. Like charity, charity starts from home. Yes. So we have to make charities from home, and then yes. Good. Some more questions? You have some? It's a nice girl. Yeah, Chaitanya. Good then.
And when you had birthday, and because I don't know you, but devotees were glorifying you, and the most important thing they said that you are meant nicely have relations with everyone. That's why I became interested to listen from you, because such a humble, lovely people, it's such a power coming from you, such a lovely power that even does not matter of words, but just to associate with you is really great joy. I mean, this feeling of service is coming from you, this feeling of sweet devotion. That's why it's very, thank you for association.
Thank you.
This is everything they said, it's truth.
I mean, I'm just a person.
Persons
No, no.
we just hear body, but inside great soul.
Yeah, all the devotees are very merciful, very kind. And because Prabhupada says that we have to give Krishna to everybody. When you give Krishna, then automatically love comes, because Krishna is full of love. And devotees are very merciful, very kind, and so this is the part of Krishna consciousness, that we try to give Krishna to everybody, because
It happens when Diti is happy, Narasimha is happy of service, then the relations between devotees also good. If Diti is like offended or not much attention, then it destroys relations.
yeah, it's all Krishna.
If you harmony, it means Narasimha is very happy.
Yes. Yeah, he wants that, no? He wants that. Like the Gopas, Gopas and Gopis, when they were with Krishna, everybody thought Krishna is looking at me. Krishna is smiling at me, So Krishna was the center, no? So this is, when you see Krishna, then automatically you feel like, you want to do nice service for Krishna, and in this way Krishna is happy, then everybody is happy. Yeah. So, Katarina, you happy here? Hmm.
Angry by himself, originally yes, but here he's making peace.
Yeah, he's in Mayapur is Ugra Nishingadev. You have seen the photo? He's coming from the stamba, from the pillar, and he's like that, very angry mood. And here, after killing Hiranyakashipu, and Prahlad is giving prayers, and then Krishna and Nishingadev is putting him on the lap, and he becomes peaceful. So that's the when this temple was built. Wanted to bring Nishingadev. First, the idea was to just like this, yeah. And then one devotee, Astarata Prabhu, he went to South India, and then Vishnupad called him, and he said, "Now bring big, like the same size." And Prahlad sitting on the lap of Nishingadev. So then he came. Nishingadev came, and he was. From South India, they put him in the ship, and he came to Hamburg. And we were told it was summer, June, and we thought today Nishingadev is coming, so we prepared some sweets and arti plate, and pujaris were waiting. And then we got the news, no, Lord will not come today. And so then we were a little bit, and then again after 1 hour, he is coming now, Yeah, and then we all went out, and because Lord is very heavy, so we built a wooden cart, like with wheels, and then they put him out of the big truck, and they put in this thing, and then nearly 25-30 devotees were pushing him. And then it was just where the kitchen is, outside when you go, there the Lord was waiting, and then there was a kirtan, and arti was offered to him, and sweets were offered to him. And at that time, there was shower of rain came. It was sunny, and shower came. So demigod, it was shower, and then we had umbrella for him. And we have a picture still somewhere now with this devotees, and it's very beautiful when he came. And then they kept him in that flat in the room till this temple is ready, and then he was installed. And when he was installed, there were 600 devotees here. 600 devotees, yeah. From everywhere. They came from everywhere, yeah. Mm-hmm. And 3 days was the festival, installation for 3 days. And outside here, when you go, there's a garden, a rose garden. They make 5 kundas for yagyas. And this place, they make very beautiful flowers and decorations and mandalas. And there were 5 yagyas, 5 devotees were doing the yagyas. And Gaur Keshava, he came as a priest and to install Lord Nishingadev. And then they brought him in the altar, and then yagyas were done. And the third day when the Lord's eyes were opening, all the temple room was full. It was so. We opened this door, the devotees were also standing outside because it's too small for 600 devotees. And then they brought auspicious things first, one by one. The cow, unmarried girls, young kumarikas, married ladies, tulsi plant, and then all the devotees. And there was a huge kirtan here. And then they opened the eyes when they open, and then one by one and they bring the items here. The young girls were standing here, and then we brought the cow. The cow, because it's very slippery, so then we put some carpet, because she cannot walk in this slippery ground. And then cows and tulsi and young girls and married girls, and then all the devotees. Wow, huge kirtan. Yes. Yeah, yes. It was, it was very nice, very, very pleasant. 600 devotees, and the kitchen at that time, we didn't have this kitchen, what we have now. So in the barn, they made kitchen there, and Divyadam, his name is Prabhupada's disciple, he was cooking the big feast for 600 devotees. And in the Shoine they make somehow they make nice kitchen there. Yeah, up when you go stairs up, and then they make a kitchen there. Yeah. Because we had kitchen there. This when you go in this building, on the right, on the guest house on the right side, when you go straight, there is one room, and on the side there is another room. So when you go straight, this was a deity kitchen, and on the side was a devotee kitchen. So we were cooking the offerings there, and one devotee was cooking for devotees lunch, breakfast, lunch, and evening we had some. When there are many devotees, they used to make some puris and sabji and like that. Yeah.
Did the temple have any trouble during these years with Narasimha is protecting? So did the temple have any troubles?
Not heavy troubles. No.
Just normal life.
Normal, yeah. He was protecting always, and
Was it obvious sometimes in someone's life that, oh, Narasimha really protected me from something? Was it in your life or someone's?
yeah, it's a personal, no? For personal devotees, they have experience in their lives how Nishinga, they have protected them. Yeah, if you ask individual devotees, they will tell nice stories how he took care of them, and how he protected them, and how he inspired them to continue service. There are many stories. Yes, these are very relevant stories. Relevant? You say relevant?
Relevant.
Yeah. Yes. It's how you say? Yeah. It's when you Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, no? So he takes care.
If one have faith.
Yes.
Without faith,
Well, faith comes when you experience in your life. Yeah. By experiencing, one gets faith. One thinks something in his life or her life, something they say, yeah, this is Krishna. Thank you, Krishna. You have protected me. So then comes more faith, and then you want to serve him more. No? It's personal. It's a reciprocation. How Krishna reciprocations with each person separately. Like Prabhupada did, na? When he was here, he was dealing with every devotee different way, no? Yeah. So, yeah. Where you are standing and when you are now, so it makes a difference, and then one can say, yes, this process is working for me, is very nice, and I should continue. It gives much faith, much determination, and much, it's how you say, it doesn't go overnight, but it comes. When Prabhupada said that when there is a train, there is first class, second class, third class, and the last cabin, So maybe you are in last cabin, but you are in the train, Yes. Yes, and captain is Prabhupada, Krishna is the captain, so, yeah. One day you will come to first class. And there is more luxurious there, yeah. Can admire Krishna more, can understand Krishna more. Yeah. How the gopis, they were simple cowherd girls, they didn't study philosophy. They love Krishna. When they see Krishna, they are overwhelmed, enchanted by Krishna's beauty, and they feel so when Krishna is walking in the road. He said, "Oh, the thorns will hurt his lotus feet." And there is one very nice story. Mother Yashoda, she made shoes for Krishna, because when Krishna goes to graze the cows, an umbrella when it is too hot and like this. So Krishna said, "You have to make all for my cowherd boys, all for my cows, shoes and umbrellas. Then I will accept it." So.
But it is said he never stepped on any, sharp thing.
No, yes, the Vanadevi and Purnamasi, they were the ones who were doing everything for, preparing everything, nice groves of flowers and everything. This was Vrindavan. The Vrindavan is like this. Sometimes it becomes like lotus. Vrindavan is like lotus flower, yeah. Sometimes when there are pastime, how can Krishna go? He's here, and then next minute he's over there, yeah. So Vrindavan expands. Sometimes it becomes like a small lotus flower, sometimes big lotus flower. So he's always expanding or big, how Krishna wants.
Yeah, Vrindavan and Varshana are quite far.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't need to really Varshana anyhow.
yeah. So
Vrajadhama is 500 kilometers.
yeah. You can hear it. So Krishna is 1 second there, second there, no? So, but how? So this is the lotus flower becomes small and becomes big. How Krishna's pastimes are with the cowherd girls and cowherd boys and with Srimati Radharani. Yeah, one time Krishna left. He left all the cowherd girls. So Radharani said, "Oh, I'm so great. No, he's with me." And Krishna left her also. Yeah. So, so different nice pastimes. Good. What time is it? 8:15. Okay. Thank you. Jai. Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. And Bhima Nirjal Ekadashi ki Jai.